Alright, today I want to show you guys how to work the virtual lab for photosynthesis, as well as talk to you a little bit about the foldable leaf assignment. Both of these are here for row 1. So in the virtual lab, this lab is going to be taking a look at different colors of light and how those different colors of light impact the growth of plants. This is a Glencoe lab, and when you open it, you're going to need to take this website and open it up in Internet Explorer. Internet Explorer will bypass the flash issue that we're having. And so you'll definitely want to open it in Explorer in order for it to work. Okay, so there are a few things I want to point out here to you guys. First of all, you do need to read the stuff on the left. Okay, this is some background information. And then the procedure is pretty important as well. Okay. Now it says click the video button. You don't need to watch the video. You can if you want. It's right here. You certainly are able to. You don't have to. Then it says make a hypothesis about what part of the light spectrum causes the most plant growth. Now if you take a look on the photosynthesis lab itself, that hypothesis comes before your data table. Make sure you're following things in order. The hypothesis needs to be about a color. So you should have something that says, I think that this color will cause the most plant growth, and this other color will cause the least plant growth. Okay. Those colors then are going to be the central focus of your lab. So if you scroll through here, you can see all of the different colors that are offered. Okay, red, purple, blue, green, orange. If you say that red is going to be the best and purple is going to be the worst, then you need to somehow test that. Okay, so you've got a few different types of plants that you can choose from. So whichever plant you pick is going to go on both sides. And then you would want to choose probably 2 different colors of light in order to test your hypothesis. I'm going to flip that light on. You'll see the calendar moving here, and then you have some plant growth. Once you have that plant growth, if we flip back to our data table here, I've got all the different colors listed, and I've got the different plants listed here. It would make most sense for you to get information on all of them. And notice I have the word average. Okay, I don't want you to list all of the individual growth heights. I want you to give me an average. So if you click on the ruler here, you bring the ruler up, you can take your finger, take your cursor over. I would call this one 12. I would call this one probably 17, and I would call this one probably 16. Average those out. So you'd add up 12 plus 17 plus 16, divide them by 3 because that's how many you had, and that would be your average. Okay, you would want to get that for all of them, all of the colors for all 3 of the plants. That is your data. Now, when we take a look at analysis questions, there are only 4 of them. Okay, it says make a 3-line graph to display your data according to your hypothesis. Please ask for help if you're not sure what to display on your graph. So if we're going to make a graph here, we want to make sure that we're putting things in the right spot. Now again, depending on what you had as your hypothesis, there are a few different ways that you can go about this. There are a few different things that you controlled. So you controlled the type of plant that you chose, right? You also controlled the color of the plant, the color of the light that you had the plant grow in. Now, when we're taking a look here at what we should put on our chart, you have to decide whether you're going to put plant or color on your x-axis. Whichever one you don't put there, you will need to use as a color code for your different lines. So for me, it would make most sense to put plant here. Okay, so if I have spinach, radish, and what was the other one? I don't even remember. spinach, radish, and lettuce along the bottom. Okay. Then when I do my key, I will represent my colors. Okay. So then over here would be plant height. Now it depends on what your averages say, but we could put a 0. Maybe we'll say our top one was 20. Then for my key, I would have my different, I would probably want to have maybe different colors, meaning my different colors of light. So if I had a blue light, okay, maybe my blue light for spinach, maybe that grew to here. Maybe my blue light for radish grew to here, and maybe my blue light for lettuce grew here. Then I would connect those dots. Maybe then I have a red light. If my red light for spinach was here, my red light for radish was here, my red light for lettuce was here. Then I would have another color. Maybe I would have a purple, maybe I would have an orange, and I would do my different colors here, and then I would have a very nice visual as to what color may my plants grow the most and what color may my plants grow the least. When we take a look at the rest of our analysis questions then, when it says, how did you test your hypothesis? How did you actually compare them? Did you compare your colors across the board? Did you grow all of the plants? Did you only compare some of the plants? Okay, so what variables did you change? So your variables are going to be those things that you were able to control. So you were able to control the type of plant that you grew and the color that you grew it in. Number 3 here, did you accept or reject your hypothesis? Your hypothesis is up here in your pre-lab. Okay, were you right? Was your guess correct? And it's completely fine if you weren't. Just say whether you accept it, that you were correct, or that you reject, that you were incorrect. And then number 4 is talking about white light. Okay, so what growth results would you expect under white light? Okay. So that is the photosynthesis virtual lab for this standard. The other thing, like I said, I wanted to go over very briefly with you was the photosynthesis leaf model. Now the leaf model is something that is a physical thing, so this is something that you'll make out of paper, take pictures of it, and upload those pictures. So you're going to be making a foldable leaf. Now that foldable leaf could be a variety of sizes and shapes as long as it's school appropriate. I'm not too picky about the shape or the size of your leaf. But you're going to want to make something, and I'm not a very good drawer either, but you need to make something that resembles a leaf. Now, this leaf that you make needs to be two layered. Okay, so it needs to fold open. So when you fold it, have your fold be about right here, so that when you can glue like right here and make your leaf then fold open. And this whole part would fold open. Now, on the outside of the leaf, there will be certain things, but what I really want to cover with you right now is what the inside of the leaf should look like. All right, so if we are looking at the inside of the leaf right now, okay, the inside of the leaf is where you're going to have all of these steps. Okay, there are, I think it's 9 different bullet points here. Each of these 9 different bullet points should be on your leaf word for word. Okay, energy from the sun is absorbed by green chlorophyll. Now, when you guys are, wondering where the heck do I put this stuff, think about things logically. Okay, so chlorophyll is found inside chloroplasts. Okay, so in order to have chlorophyll represented, we would need to draw some chloroplasts in our leaf. So I would draw some chloroplasts in here. If I had a green marker, I would color them green, but I don't. Okay, so you'd want to color this chloroplast green here. And then I would take this thing right here, and you can print these out. You can write them word for word. However you want to do it is fine. But you'll want this whole word, this entire word here, next to your your chloroplast that contains the chlorophyll. Energy from the sun is absorbed by green chlorophyll. Then we move to the next one. Water enters through the roots or stem. Well, I've got a stem right here, so I would want to probably put my water entering next to my stem. A few of these, you're going to see the word stomata. Stomata are actually little holes in the bottom side of the leaf. So you would take a scissors or a hole punch, and you would actually make little holes in the bottom part of your leaf. Then either coming in or out of those little holes would be whatever is talking about stomata. So water enters through stomata. So I would take this whole thing and I would put it maybe on an arrow. Maybe I would draw myself a little construction paper arrow, and then on this arrow I would put water enters through stomata. We have a few other instructions here. So your leaf needs to be cut out and outlined in green. Okay. Chloroplast should be colored green. Stomata should be cut out. And then the equation, which is this last bullet point, should be displayed on the glued part of the leaf. So remember, here I talked to you about maybe gluing this part. Okay, so on the front of your leaf, on the glued part, throw that equation on there and call it a day. So that is the photosynthesis leaf model, one of the two options for row 1 for standard 2.